chance to want to chop up.
This is our Barbershop style podcast. We discuss it all. If the fellas at the shop will go in on it, we will. Let's chop it up. Test the 1 2 1 2 1 2. I think we didn't have any sound.
So we'll start on.
There we go. Yeah. Thank you, sir. What happened was I still had the mute button muted.
Wow, so they got nothing.
They ain't getting nothing there.
Okay, well, we can start over.
All right, good. We can start over.
Yeah. So, due to technical difficulties, you can just forget the first 3 minutes of our show.
Of the lip top, the lip service.
And that's what we're going to roll for. But we hadn't even got to the meat and potatoes, so we were straight.
Right.
So, okay, so today's show is about the decriminalization of prostitution.
Right.
In the state of New York. They haven't taken the laws off the books. They just like, we're not going to prosecute it anymore. So go for what you know. If you got to get it, get it.
Right. And then one thing I'm going to repeat again that I said before that people couldn't hear us. So of the topic, what I was thinking about the topic is this. Because For example, marijuana weed was something that's been around forever, for ages, right? And it was illegal to have it. I don't care what the situation was. She was a prescription person. Outside of that, legal weed was illegal everywhere. But now the government is able to make, or they able to make money off it. That's what I'm thinking at this point. That's where the benefit comes from.
Yeah, and I'll just disagree. I'm not gonna say it's not, but I just can't see. I just can't see the U.S. government becoming like Detroit Red, a pimp named Slickback. I'm gonna have to go down to Keisha Lance Bottles and say, "Yo, Keisha, where that girl at? I got my 40 right here." I don't think that's what the plan is. No, it's in my opinion. This is straight up. It's because of something. It's a lot of things going on. But Kevin Samuels, if you haven't watched him, please go watch The Godfather. He recently touched on something on the last week or so about how winter is coming.
Right.
And he's been on this whole thing about Game of Thrones and how the world is rolling towards winter, basically.
Right.
Which is what I've said a whole lot of different times, not that specifically, but the world is heading towards chaos, and women don't fare well in chaos. We can talk about freedom and liberty and all you want to, but the truth is, when it's winter time, when winter hits, and we're not talking about just the season. Half of our gender does not fare well. It's not looking good for our hero, right? And so, do I need to put my
Still hear you.
Yeah. So,
Ladies and gentlemen, give me a second here. We're just having some little technical difficulties. Just give me another second here. We'll be back in here. Keep going, Seth. We can still hear you.
So here's the thing. As part of a series of what he was talking about is that when economic downturn hits different parts of the economy in different parts of the world, the hardest hit segment depending on stability is the female, the mothers, the single women, the people who need the government to step in and help them out. Where we at?
Keep on.
Yeah. So they might have to start over. But so just to finish that, kind of statement, it's a series of different things going on. If you're not keeping track of your economics, the economy right now, you realize that we could be heading towards another lockdown for the beer buyers, right? If that happens, a lot of the gains and a lot of companies hiring a lot of the jobs that people have got, all of that goes away again. So I'm glad you working at McDonald's making $15 an hour finally.
Okay.
But if they lock down the government again, what happens to your $15 an hour job at McDonald's? If they lock down the government again, you were so happy school starts tomorrow, right?
Right.
What happens if they lock down the country again?
Well, I mean, if you have been living under the rock, it's kind of heading that way right now.
Yeah.
Because the spike in the pandemic of what's going on is spiking back up. And school starts Tuesday for at least my kids for sure.
Tomorrow for some kids, the second, right?
Right. So I completely understand what you're saying. Exactly.
And that's what's coming. This isn't hypothetical. This is, you've already been locked down for 15, 18 months. I'm not sure how to calculate it. You've already been locked. I've been locked down working from home since March 2020. It is pretty much August 2021. I'm still working from home. Right? And if you tell me we're going into another lockdown, how long will that lockdown last? 3 months, 6 months, another year? And I can do my job from home. I'm lucky like that. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? I give it to you, Horace and Anubis. Thank you, Osiris, my people's hotel. Still, if you can't work from home, or if your job is dependent on you being there, how you gonna survive? That's where you roll around towards, government assistance.
Okay.
right?
Right.
But they've already given you all the stimulus they can afford to give. It honestly, it isn't like Donald Trump did the smartest thing in the world. He gave out $2.2 trillion in stimulus, but 1.2 trillion of it went to corporations. It never even seen us.
Listen, I think some people need to do a little research because a lot of the money overall, when you look at the breakdown of all the money that was dispersed,
Mhm.
a lot of money went outside of the United States, which makes no sense to me. That money should have been in-house for everyone here in the United States, but it went outside. But I mean, we're gonna stay on top of here.
Yeah.
But I just want to make sure, like, we need to do more research and understand. Yes, I mean, I'm happy I got my couple grand, got a couple kids, so I benefit from it. But just imagine how much more we could have got if they kept the money in-house. Because Canada, they was getting money since March, or I'll say April. Ever since they got locked down, everybody was getting money nonstop, consistently, all through. Probably still going on right now. But we got little stimulus, June, and then November, and now.
And no matter how much stimulus they gave more of it away than they gave to us.
Right.
Let's be honest. I mean, how much was it that they said they gave the American people? You really only got like $400 billion out of 2.2 trillion. Where'd the other $1.6 trillion go? That's what happened. And they did it 3 different times. So we're not gonna go into that because
Right.
But the point being is, whatever monies you think the government has available, it's not there. They squandered it. I haven't say used it. The rich have gotten richer. If you make more than $250,000 a year, you have come up in the last year and a half. The average person hasn't. So, boom, that's it. If they go into another lockdown, you can pretty much hang up where some more stimulus money. Okay. So that's one. That's just one. Government's not there to help. Second shoe to drop. The rent eviction moratorium, didn't that end on July 31st?
I'm not 100% sure on that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. I might have to look that up, but I know that's a big deal right there.
Well, that ends.
Oh, it did end?
Yeah, I mean it should, because I think Biden, the Supreme Court, which is Donald Trump, put these. Hey, sometimes there's consequences for voting. Okay, you made him president. Have fun with what's coming next. So they were like, "Yo, the CDC does not have the authority to tell people they can't evict anybody."
Okay.
So Joe Biden could not force the owners to keep renting to people who aren't paying. So he would have needed Congress to pass a law. Hey, y'all let Mitch McConnell get reelected. Y'all chose to split Congress 50-50.
You're right. So it did expire. It did expire. So that's correct.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why they're looking to push out all this money, spend some billions in aid.
And let's be honest, 7.2 million people are behind on their rents and mortgages. 7.2 million.
People. See, on that note, I have to challenge some people to use wisdom.
Okay.
I'm blessed. We're blessed. We still have our jobs, right? But I did get the same opportunity to be forgiven for paying my mortgage, right? So I could not pay my mortgage during this whole time frame, right? Because I know, I had plenty of time to do it.
Would have felt good to have that extra money.
Oh, it's been great to have a whole year worth of income saved up. But let's be realistic. Is people really saving that money? See, that's the problem that we have.
New car sales out there?
Exactly. So yes, some people didn't take wisdom. Some people like, oh, don't give me time. See, what you fail to realize, the whole year, whatever time frame that you were given or didn't pay your rent or mortgage, guess what? When it ends now, right? So it's now July or August 1st.
August 1st.
First of the month. Now August 1st, and they want their money all at one time, plus August rent or August mortgage. If you don't got it's more than 10 grand now, but just for example, if you ain't got 10 grand now to pay your rent and your mortgage, you're gonna be kicked out because that landlord who had to still because you have to understand, ladies and gentlemen, even though the government has forgiven everyone to pay the mortgage and the rent and all that stuff. The owner, especially renters, especially the owners, they still had to pay that loan. They didn't get that forgiveness, right? What? They've been paying that money all this year or behind. And now they want their money because they need to get somebody in the house to get caught up. So, yeah, 30 days, you gone because you had a whole year to come up with this money, at least something. But I'll put a pin there because I don't want to go up the deep in there.
Yeah,
but some people didn't use wisdom. Go ahead.
Well, and that's it. Well, even if you did use wisdom, I'm not even going to hit people with the hammer.
Okay.
I'm just going to be nice. If I didn't have $1,000 15 months ago, where am I going to get $15,000 from? Because I'm 15 months late. If I didn't have 1,000, where am I going to get 15,000?
That part right there.
So if you stop paying your rent because you couldn't afford to pay your rent, once you get behind 1 or 2 months, it becomes essentially impossible.
Gotcha.
That's not an attack. See, and I agree with you because I have seen all these people not paying their rent, but I've seen the weaves, the nail salons, the fake eyelashes. Everybody's still getting that bag. Somebody's not paying their bills, but you're still out there. You know what? Sometimes you get what you earn. So I'm just taking from there, right?
Right.
But real talk, if you didn't have $1,000 15 months ago, you don't have, not even counting penalties, $15,000 now. That's not how this game is played unless you're real lucky.
Right.
So that's the second shoe to drop.
Okay.
And we're still talking about decriminalizing prostitution.
Okay.
Right? So boom, the beer virus still out there. Boom, the rent moratorium still out there. And then we get to a third hammer to drop. Because you know what happens in September?
Flu season.
No. That's bad enough. No.
Before then? Go. What's the third one then?
Student loans. Them forbearance on them student loan payment.
Yeah.
Guess what's coming? Guess what they, at this point, look like they're going to have to spend because we can't just not have you paying the loans indefinitely. So guess what ends in September?
The student loan forgiveness, something like that?
Yep.
Okay.
In which case, if you didn't have rent 15 months ago, and you didn't have, and you were, even if you was able to avoid the beer virus, you weren't paying your student loans, and it would have been a great time to take advantage of paying off your student loans when you weren't accruing interest. But honestly, if you think people took their stimulus check and said, "I better pay down these student loans," we're gonna lean towards none of that.
Yeah. So I mean, Biden, he's currently rushing to. He's trying to extend these things, right? So he's trying to rush to get your money, pay your rent, mortgage, whatever. And also he's trying to rush to urge extension for loan freeze, which actually ends. Yeah, the student loan will end on September 30th. So yeah, you're right.
Right, winter is coming. So
winter
is coming. So, but with that now, and I'm gonna give you this. I just want to say one thing about the people who you need to kick it down on. Listen, folks. Let's be 100%. Have you ever had a toothache?
Yes.
If you don't treat that toothache, it can turn into an abscess and it can kill you. Putting off going to the dentist does not make the problem better, does it? That's what it seems like they're doing. Give us some more forbearance. Don't let us pay rent. Once again, if you didn't have $1,000 15 months ago, where are you going to get 15 from today? And if I push it back another year, now you're $27,000 behind, right? If just 12 more months. If you didn't have 1,000 and you living off me rent free, I'm on the hook for you on the hook to me for 27,000 if we go 27 months. Once again, you still getting out my house at the end of this. It doesn't matter if I don't care how nice I am. You owe me this many months back. You can't keep living in my house, and I'm gonna sue you for your future earnings because your agreement was with me, not the U.S. government. And unless the U.S. government gonna give me a check for $27,000, it's either somebody gonna give me my money, right?
Yeah.
This is hypothetical. You can't keep pushing it down the line. Them student loans, if you didn't plan on paying back the student loans, you shouldn't have took them out.
Say that again.
If you didn't plan on paying back the student loans, you shouldn't have took them out. And
hey, listen, I said, how those degrees helping the community?
Or in my best Kevin Samuels ripoff, I'm a PhD.
because I mean, listen, it's a trickle effect, right? Now you got to keep out your house. If you have kids, now you got to scramble to see what family member is going to be the big person going to help move in with and take on that new responsibility.
Yep.
And it's just a headache.
It's a perfect storm. But see, and that's just three shoes, right?
Right.
That's not all of it. You know, we're not even going to get down to the fact that a lot of y'all don't even really have family to fall back on. You know, if you're young, you might be young with student. Well, let's just say this. The current student loan debt balance stands at 1.8 trillion, I believe. 1.2 of which belongs to the female of our gender. I mean, of our species. Once again, the beer virus, the rent moratorium, the eviction moratorium, and now the student loan forbearance program. All of that's going to hit at the same time. And now we get down to what I was talking about. And let's be 100%. I don't care what nobody. This is the fourth shoe to drop. The government's broke, and even if they weren't broke, there is no system in place that will account for 7.4 million evictions, because that means possibly one person, the parent, a woman, male, whatever, at least one person, possibly at least one kid, maybe more. So you're looking at anywhere from 7.4 million people to up 21 million people if it's a mother with two kids being homeless. There ain't that many shelters. There's no government program that's designed to account for up to 21 million homeless people.
The homeless people already take up most of the space already.
The homeless people are already homeless, and they living on the street.
Right. So what do you think you're going to do?
Where's a massive influx of homeless people going to stay? You think you can go live with your mama? You can go live with your daddy? Because guess what? They've been struggling under the same stuff you've been struggling under. Maybe you don't. This beer virus ain't been taking prisoners. So that's the fourth shoe.
Oh, is there more?
It could. I'm not smart. I could keep probably going if I kept digging. But look how big each one of those four is.
Those are huge.
Millions of people. Millions of people about to get evicted. No government services for those millions of people. The beer virus is still out there. And the benefits of the student loan program will let you save money, which you cannot default on a student loan. So even if you get back on your feet, they will be kicking. You can't default. You could go to jail for 20 years, come out of prison, and you still owe a student loan. You know, you can still owe on that student loan after 20 years in prison. I'm not going to say that's, I'm sorry, just to remind everybody, your president, Joe Biden, he did that. So, yay, Joe, way to go. Right? I'm pretty sure if I sat here long enough, I could come up with a number 5. But what's the point? Oh, are we on the same sheet of paper?
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. So, fast forward from that. You got 4 big hammers coming. Disregard the fact that you are, now this is men against women, because a homeless dude and a homeless woman looks a lot different. The same as a homeless woman with children looks a heck of a lot different. And what you're gonna do? At the end of the day, the government is decriminalizing prostitution because basically they are preparing you to understand. You do what you got to do
to survive.
We can't help you no more. Do what you got to do. That's all that means.
Okay, so before, probably still is though, but with women selling their body, it was frowned upon.
Oh, wait.
Right? But now
I just got a 5th shoe.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna hit you with the 5th shoe. It's part of the decriminalization. By the way, ladies, we've decriminalized prostitution. We haven't, but the government's gonna look the other way. But guess what you've done over the last couple of decades?
What they do?
You've devalued the value of your coochie. So now, what might have used to been it, you might have been able to find you a sugar daddy and get you your pay on $100, $200. He might have took care of you. But what's $40? And when 7 million, if 7 million of you out there selling it, bro, it's down to a ham sandwich and a soda. If you want, and I mean, you know what you got to do to feed you and your kids.
And then also too, you know, and I hate to say this, but if it gets that bad and gets to it, you have to understand, the older woman, you're not gonna get that much value as a woman who's in her early 20s.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I'm gonna pay for it, right? I'm not saying that twins pays for it because I'm married, but I'm just saying I'm just speaking on the topic
This
here.
business, hypothetical,
right? Yeah, hypothetical. If I'm gonna spend 40 or 100 or whatever dollars for a woman, I'm gonna find the youngest, tightest, and go from there. I'm not gonna want something that's been ran down for free.
But see,
and now you want to put a price tag on it. Wait a minute.
Well, but you know what? And that sounds good. But whether you paying premium for a 21-year-old,
right,
or standard rates for a 35-year-old,
okay,
or you want a discount for a 45-year-old,
it sounds so bad. It sounds bad all around.
Once again, it's strictly business, right?
Right, business.
But you decriminalized it. You took the value off of it, and you insulted the male of our species so much. We actively are going to be trying to negotiate down. So this ain't even got anything to do with me being angry or nothing like that.
No.
I used to want to play Captain girl.
Right.
I used to want to be a stepfather. But now I realize, once again, like the Godfather says, it's a bad deal. And now that I'm looking at it from a purely business standpoint, dollars and cents, assets depreciation, economically speaking, that's how most men are starting to look at it. Well, ladies, you did this. You made us start looking at it from a cost-benefit analysis standpoint. At the same time, when it's in your best interest for us to think better of you, you got us thinking worse. So that's the fifth shoe. You devalue the one asset the government is telling you better get out there and sell. God, I can't see that punch in the jaw coming. So I don't know if I know you've been living, but that's my monologue though. You know, what did I miss? What am I overlooking? If anybody can chat, if anybody say anything, opinions, let me know what I'm not seeing. Because that's 5 big shoes, hammers, dropping at the same time. And when this hit, if you get homeless, I don't know what the statistics are, but what's the average length of time you homeless if you end up on the street? What's the average length of time that you are going to be back living with your mama or your grandfather, or even worse, your baby daddy who can't stand you no more, but those are his kids? Because he don't want his kids on the street, or your girlfriend who, let's be honest, women hateful creatures. Man, living with a woman under another woman under her roof with her rules, bruh. I've seen some of the best women do the worst things when they get that kind of control. So, what's the average length of time? Once again, winter is 3 months out of 4 in America, but what the Godfather talking about, he ain't talking about a seasonal change. You know what I'm saying? This could be years. This could be years recovering from what's about to come. This is the winter that's coming.
This may be a shift. When I say shift, is like, so let's say a woman does who has kids, right, is now put out in the street.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And the guy at that time frame was maybe fighting for custody of his child now, right? Now you don't have a stable place to live at. He can get that full.
That's fine. Once again, that's a year's transition. You gave up your kids. I gotta find a new not normal. You gotta find a new normal.
Yeah.
You don't find a new normal in a season. It'll be, if I get custody of my children, I'm gonna fight to keep them, and I'm gonna fight until they 18 to keep them. So once again, we're not talking about a 3-month transition, bro. We're talking a world-changing event is brewing out there right now. And if you think that I'm exaggerating the situation, feel free to let me know, because I haven't gotten in this specifics. I'm just looking at general trends. Tell me if I'm wrong, because I'm afraid for these ladies. I personally have already fielded 2 different phone calls from people who I haven't spoken to in years. In the last week, I've fielded 2 different phone calls from people I haven't spoken to in years. Winter's coming, lady. Men too, but men go out in the woods and build a log cabin. That's tent cities. But I don't think women should be in tent cities. Have you? I'm not gonna try, but have you seen the abuse and assault rates among homeless women?
Oh, it's through the roof.
Listen, they ain't gonna blank, but you think you know. This winter will be brutal. And I'm not talking about the 3 months of January, February, and March.
I mean, survival at this place. At this point, it's survival of the fittest.
I mean, once again, I'm not saying I don't want to be right, but this is happening. This is happening right now. This is happening. The economy is tanking in a lot of areas. It's not doing good. The student loans, since you can't get rid of it, this is something Joe Biden did 20, 30 years ago, whatever. It's coming. This is a chicken that kicked down the road. Well, I'm sorry. Let me quit mixing metaphors. This is a can they've been kicking down the road that just got to the foot of the hill. Can't go no further down the road. The beer virus is still out there.
And it's getting worse.
So even if I want to be nice to you, I don't want you living in my house. I'm not going to take in some random people because I think I could die. It could literally kill me to be helpful. That's not, you know what I'm saying?
Especially when, reports coming out saying that people that is supposed to be vaccinated is spreading the virus much quicker than people who is unvaccinated. So how's that make sense?
It ain't even safe. For all the other reasons it ain't safe, it literally still is not safe. You could be vaccinated and it's still, I don't want you living with me. Even if I got space, even if I could do it, I don't want y'all in my house. I don't know y'all like that.
That too. I mean, of course, if you make someone's life a living hell prior to that, and now something happened, I'm supposed to turn cheek. I mean, I get it. You're supposed to turn cheek, but how many times you gonna burn me before, you know what I'm saying, before my arm fall off? You know what I'm saying? Like, how many times you gonna keep stabbing me till you actually hit an artery? And now I gotta keep turning cheek. No, at this point now, you made your bid hard, live in it.
You devalued it.
But guess what? I'll take care of my kids. Hell, let them come in. I'll let them on the street. But you didn't fend for yourself. Yeah. Sorry.
Go live with your girlfriend
or your boyfriend, whoever you was.
Yeah. Once again, this is the world. These are just shoes. We didn't even get down to the granular. What's going on with basic human interaction?
Right.
Can your baby mother come live with you? No. I got another girlfriend, or I'm married to somebody else. She literally can't come live with me, and I can't afford to step up to the plate. Why? Because you beat me to death with child support. I literally don't, well, I'm not saying on this one. I don't have the resources
to take on
to help you. Because when I was trying to build those resources, you took them from me in court. You made me, I could have kept the house we lived in, but you made me cash out my 401k and cash out the equity in the house. So now I need to find somewhere cheaper to live because of what you did before winter, not knowing that that winter was coming. So it's a bad scenarios out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this don't sound positive nowhere at all. I don't see no green light or any shining anywhere that's being possibly any type of positive. It's all downhill.
I mean, once again, tell me if I'm wrong. I could be, and I'm not cherry picking the bad stuff. This is economic data. You can go onto the IRS.gov, go onto the Wall Street Journal, the Washington Post. These articles are out there. I'm not smart enough to come up with it myself. Go to CNN, MSNBC, Fox. Well, don't go to Fox. I want you to actually get the truthful facts on how bad it is.
Right. Don't go there.
But you know what I'm saying? So once again, this and all of this is stemming from the decriminalization of prostitution. The government is literally telling people telling women, be prepared to sell your damn self. That's how bad it is. That they are really telling. In New York, California is reviewing it, and Oregon are reviewing laws in ways to decriminalize prostitution. It is basically telling women, we are not going to be able to help you, and you can use every disposal, including selling yourself for money to survive. That's a nightmare.
Look these things up, but this is not something we just cherry picking just to talk about women and blame them. This is actually a law. Things are happening right now as we speak. So if you're living under a rock and don't know what's going on in these states, like you said, New York, Oregon, and California, you said, what are you watching? I mean, get off the Love and Hip Hop shows and
do a Google search.
Just look, get off the TikToks and Instagram. Like, do some research and know what's going on in the world around you. Why all of a sudden now that if you think about it, prostitution, it's frowned upon. You know what I'm saying? Something we all frown upon, we don't like it. I mean, some people like it, but morally right. It's not morally right when you think about it, right? Now they're trying to decriminalize it, so now it can be done and without nobody being shamed on. So when you get caught, so the guy gets pulled over and get caught with his prostitute, it's not a problem. Hey, you can't do outside. Go in the hotel room somewhere, have fun.
Yeah, you still got public indecency, but go behind the bush. A wall.
Stay away from schools, stay away from kids, all that. But hey, it's fair as ground. So pretty much, I've been in Vegas, right? And they have vans driving around showing, call this number here. We provide front door service. So imagine now you're gonna see that just in your local neighborhoods now.
Remember Craigslist and Backstage? Now it's gonna be like, yo, straight up. But
you won't see commercials soon.
If it's legal, it's legal.
I mean, we see everything else, right?
I see cannabis commercials. And once again, but see, that's the whole point. That's part of it. It's like if they decriminalize it, if it becomes, it's already bad enough out here in these streets. It's already bad enough when you're talking to a girl. Oh, you got to be able to do this and do that for me. You got to do it, and that's what them trying to act like they're a little bit better than they really are. What happens when you pull the sheet clean off the bed? You know what I'm saying? Even right now, even just looking under the sheet, you be like, I know y'all ain't doing all that. They be like, yo, you know what? Pull the whole sheet off the bed. Ladies, go for what you know. You get as much as you can, but once again, I am not saying that aspect of men, but with 1 million new prostitutes on the street, the value, whatever value you think you were going to get, is going down. Literally in Greece, just for future reference, in Greece, the average cost of a sexual encounter in Greece was $2.52. In Brazil, it was like $1.40 something. Right?
Right.
And this is $1.40 something US. Not there. If you right now, y'all mad about $40. Some people mad about $40. Imagine it being $20. Imagine how much work you're gonna have to do to feed yourself and keep a roof over for yourself and your kids over your head. If the price of it done really drop down to $20, $30 a pop, you'll be a full-time worker, and there's no coming back from that. Because ain't no man trying to turn a full-time, straight-up streetwalker into that. So you will be doing that for life. The first time you start doing it, that is your life. Right? Oh, and one other thing. You saw the article in the newspaper where the dude found out his girlfriend was
his wife. No, that's girlfriend's wife. And she's making over $700,000 since his marriage.
He got divorced.
And he's a doctor, a back surgeon, and he makes about $3 million per year. So in 5 years, he's making $3 million per year, but he didn't know until later on. It was his fault. He's still at fault. Got to take a little accountability there, but he didn't find out. He didn't know that his wife of 5 years, who actually was she won a pageant, I want to say Nevada somewhere. She won it. Yeah. Miss whatever. But he didn't know at the time that she was a sex worker. She was making really good money, but he didn't know he married a prostitute.
But he's suing her though.
Right. Yeah, which he should.
So we don't know the outcome, but the point being, because that's deceptive. If I ask you about your sexual past and you lie, the judges, listen, Dre got screwed with his wife recently, right? $300,000 a month.
Hmm.
But the judge also made Kelly Clarkson pay $200,000 a month to her husband. All right,
Sounds fair to me.
These judges, I mean, this new generation of judges, they're gonna be people who are gonna be looking at this. You're not gonna be able to say, I married her, but I thought she was something and she turned out to be something else. And she's gonna be like, well, I want custody of my children and child support and alimony. These judges won't be like, yeah, automatically giving it to you. The world is changing. Once again, winter is coming. We're looking at a global reset. This is Godfather said it first, or at least the first time I heard that word was from KS, the Godfather Kevin Samuel. He said it, a global reset. And it's going to be massive. It's going to be massive. And it's going to hit, once again, ladies, it's going to hit y'all. Y'all better get, y'all, I ain't going to tell you what you better do. My bad, I apologize. My strong suggestion is, if you in danger, if your life if you ain't 100% secure in what you got going on, you might want to reevaluate your actions and take immediate steps to course correct. Is that a nice way of saying it?
Yeah.
Right, there you go. So, I mean, I think I beat that enough.
Well, so before we wrap it up here, what do you think? I mean, if you find any silver lining in this whole topic today, positive, or what they can do to avoid this, what do you think? Anything?
I don't. Honestly,
it's too late now. I mean, actually, at this point, it's kind of too late now.
I mean, honestly,
yeah,
because you've had 15 months. Listen, I was talking to a guy at the gym. I do go to the gym. Don't let the big boy fool you. I push my weight. I was talking to the guy at the gym, and he hit me with a line from a Medea movie, but he said it was right. What did God say to the people? He said, "Peace, be still." And when he says that, that's when you're supposed to stop, think about your life, your actions, whatever, and course correct if you need to. Be still and think about it. He said, well, what else was the beer virus except for God saying, peace, be still? You had 15 months to think about doing better. Everybody has rushed back to business as usual, the norm. I ain't been able to get my bag. I ain't been able to go to the club. I can't wait to go back to the club. God gave you a chance. And I'm not a Christian, but I'm telling you what the Bible said. He gave you a chance. He said, peace, be still for 15 months. What could somebody do? You had 15 months to get ready for winter. What else do you want to happen? This is a guy, older guy at the gym. I, respect your elders. But he said it. I had never even thought about it, but God said, peace, be still. He gave you a year and a half to reevaluate, to see where you was going wrong in your life, and whether it was find a way to fix it. And this is from a relationship standpoint. Fix your relationship with your baby daddy. Fix your relationship with your husband. Fix your relationship with your boyfriend. Try to make something better of the future, because strong and independent is just not gonna work properly. And 15 months later, you were like, F that. Okay. So I fear, because I personally have fielded 2 different calls. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying I hope that I don't get the other, I don't know. I expect there may be at least 5 women in my path that might come looking for me. And they might not, I don't care. Some people might have hundreds. I ain't played those games. You know what I'm saying? Some people might have hundreds, but I'm just saying that calling me now, especially on the part, I do my homework. When them phone calls, when they hit me up, I was like, you kidding me, right? It's like they just got finished watching the same news show I did and say, yo, let me go through my Rolodex.
Oh, so you're saying people already calling you and saying certain things? Like, hold up, just watch this.
And Kevin Samuel's favorite term, hey, big head.
Oh, you getting the hey big
Yes.
text?
I got 2 hey big heads in the last week. Okay, cool. Problem with that is that I just watched the show. I don't know if you watched the same thing I watched. Not you, I'm talking about the women.
But no, I got you.
But my mentor, the Godfather, has told me that you were gonna call, and then you called. That just made me feel like he was more right. You know?
Right.
And if he was more right, that means I should listen to him more.
We don't get into that one.
Huh?
Because I mean,
I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I should take his words to heart because part of what he said was true. So
he's saying a lot of things are true.
Maybe the other part is.
I think it's a problem overall as far as black men across the board. Period. Not just Mr. Kevin saying on Stu the Godfather. Is anytime a man speaks the truth, it gets looked down upon. They always try to get silence, canceled, petitions out there because people don't want to hear the truth. People want to live in these fantasies and dreams. Well, okay, I hope it's working out for you because the 5 things Seth the Dark Child just outlined, which is coming because school's going back, but your student loans is about to end in September. You got the pandemic still happening. It's going to flare up. Mortgage, rent, people who want their bills. And now they're trying to decriminalize prostitution. Like, okay, we trying to make it seem like, okay, being a prostitute is okay.
Yeah, do what you got to do to survive.
Do what you got. That's exactly.
Say it in a way a woman would like. Hey, girl, go ahead and get yours. Go. The government is doing what?
Go ahead, girl. Go get yours. That's exactly how the government is saying it. Really, that's how. When I saw that, that's how I took it. Go ahead, girl. Go get yours. I'm like, really?
Go ahead, queen.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to the show today. I know we had a lot of technical difficulties as the show started. You know, we build as we fly.
Yep.
You know, I don't give Kevin 7 minutes shout because he said that, but it's a fact. You build as you fly. You know, we don't got no computer guy behind the scenes doing everything. We got to do it ourselves. We grow. But continue to tune in and tap into the Chop Team. We still do recordings every Sunday live, 3 p.m. Eastern time. Regardless of this video, audio, we still won't work through it like we did today.
It is what it is.
Yeah, show drop every Monday. We have shows also dropping on Wednesday at 7 p.m. And we're on all platforms for podcasts. iHeart, Spotify, iTunes, Speaker, all. Tap in. If you have any questions, you'd like to be on the show, let us know. Send an email at dachopteam@gmail.com. Anything else, Seth, before we wrap it up here, sir?
So, listen, and I'm wrapping up by saying this isn't my normal rant. This isn't a rant in any form or fashion. Those are just raw, uncut facts. If I'm looking at it incorrectly, correct me. I'm actually afraid of what's coming, so I look forward to being corrected on this one. If I'm wrong, and I'll eat that sandwich. I'll eat that rib sandwich. If I'm not wrong, well, that's on you. Winter is coming, and you squandered the last 15 months. Chop.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for tuning in today. We'll hit you back with an episode. We out.
Peace. Yeah.
All right, we're gonna do another one, recorded one though.
That's fine. But that was as nice as I could be.